Yo YouTube, what's crackalackajackasmacin? It's Waffleman for video, and we are back in a normal setup. You guys are going to see my setup in the next couple of days, but we got some NBA 2K19 information to talk about. I'm going to be going through a couple of tweets real quick. So NBA 2K Labs, if you don't follow on Twitter, they do a lot of build comparisons, a lot of talking about archetypes too. So follow them on Twitter if you don't. But they said looks like Wingspan affects different archetypes differently. For Sharps, he's seen a 14 attribute spread between max and min for 3 ball, but only a 4-point spread from blocking and contest. Obviously, a sharpshooter is not a lockdown defender, but a lockdown defender, he saw a 6-point spread for 3 ball and 10-point spread for blocking and contest. Now, this is probably the same build, of course. Only difference is minimum wingspan and maximum wingspan, which honestly is kind of crazy. So I actually have a video to actually show you guys, because my friend, obviously too cool for you, likes he wants to make a big man in 2K19, but he was talking about builds to me, and he basically sent me some attributes of the builds he was making. So the first build that's going to be on the screen is a post-scoring stretch stretch 4. And you see these attributes, you know, rebounding is not that great, steal not that great, all this stuff not that great. But the most important thing for this build, obviously, is the post offense, which is right here. You only see it's a 75 right now. But the shooting, now look at the shooting of this build. Open shot 3 of a 70. Open shot mid of a 67. And you're a stretch 4. This build is horrible. Now, of course, I told him in the chat, you gotta minimize your wingspan in 2K19. That's minimum wingspan is the new maximum wingspan. And if you guys know me, I've been on minimum wingspan since 2K15. Every 2K I've been on minimum wingspan, but every year people tell me, Waffleman, you're bugging. Why are you making max wingspan? Maybe in those 2Ks you were right, but it's minimum wingspan time, man. It makes sense, man. But that was for that video, but we also got a couple other tweets that were put up as well by 2K Lab. One right here that says he's basically comparing the 7'3" pure stretch, max wingspan 72 open mid, minimum wingspan 84 open mid. That's a 12-point difference for a 7'3" pure stretch. If you're a pure stretch and you maximize your wingspan, don't even make a pure stretch. Like, what, a 72 open mid compared to, listen, I'm all for rebounding, I'm all for shot contest and all that stuff, but listen, man, you have to play your role, man. You have to play your build. Wingspan is gonna kill your archetype if you max it out. Even if you go a little bit above default, it's gonna kill it. Like the post scoring stretch I just showed you, it's gonna kill that build. But we also got news of ball control and when you can speed boost and what builds can speed boost in this game. So if you look at this chart right here, you know, this chart's also on Twitter. It's going to explain to you all the builds that could get 86 ball control and then 90 ball control. But notice again, wingspan says default or lower, which means do not even attempt to expand your wingspan, otherwise you're going to lose dribbling ability, man. So you even see, you can be 6'8", you can be a pure point forward 6'8", and be able to have an 86 ball control. Once you become 6'9", or once you maximize or try to upgrade your wingspan a little bit, if you're 6'8", you are not going to be able to speed boost, man. You would not have an 86 ball control, which is kind of crazy. Listen, man, they're changing the game. There's not going to be a lot of cheese in this game. And then, of course, the last post we have, tweet we're going to be looking at is by Mike Wong. He says, pro tip for NBA 2K19, takeover boosts your primary attributes by 10. Ball control is primary for playmakers, shot creators, and slashers, which is a big deal to know. So takeover boosts all attributes by 10 regardless of if the attributes at 99. So if it's a 99, it's going to become 109. That's kind of good to know now, man. So now thing is, you have to take into account you can only use takeover like maybe once a game, or maybe once in a park game, or once in a pro-am game. So might be able to get it off multiple times, but you won't be using takeover mode a whole bunch during the game. So you gotta take into that account. So you should still probably make your build to, if you want to be able to speed boost, make sure his ball control is at least at 86. Don't rely on takeover mode, because takeover mode, you're not gonna be able to do that all game long. But you guys are probably here to see this lockdown defender stats. I actually made another account, or actually no, I have multiple. I probably have like 10 PSN accounts, but I hopped on one of those accounts, made a minimum wingspan lockdown defender to see how his stats would be and compared to my max wingspan lockdown defender, which you saw in the videos a couple days ago. But here are the stats right here. Standing layup, 71, not that big of a deal for the layup so far. We don't really care about that. Dunk goes up, driving dunk is a 72. At this point, I didn't feel like there was no difference. Now, mid-range is a difference. Open shot mid is a 63. I'm pretty sure when I made the lockdown defender max wingspan, the open shot mid was like a 55 or a 56. That would be like a 7-point difference right there already. That's already crazy. But yeah, you're gonna see the same thing for even 3-point shot. 3-point shot is a 60. And there's so much, so I'm guessing this lockdown defender, even though he's not a sharpshooting lockdown, he's going to be able to at least shoot if you get this man all the way up. Now, post offense obviously doesn't matter. Rebounding is actually 74, so I think rebounding is kind of the same. I'd have to go back and check, but I think rebounding 74 right now, that's actually pretty good for a lockdown defender at that point. But steals cap out right now off the bat at an 86. That's 5 points lower than the max wingspan, man, which 86 is still a good steal because you still got 3 bars left. It'll probably reach a 90 overall. But I mean, if the other lockdown's going to reach like a 99 overall or 97 or somewhere in that range, I'd rather be there. But it's still good because you still have takeover mode during games and, 90 plus 10, 100 steal at some points during that. So it's the steals isn't that bad. I mean, you have an 86 steal. That's not bad. However, you go to blocks and you upgrade blocks all the way, and 77 block and 77 shot contests for a 6'7", 215-pound minimum wingspan lockdown defender. As soon as you see this, it's a wrap. I'm not even gonna look at any other stats because most of the other stats are actually pretty much the same. But 77 shot contests for a lockdown defender who's 6'7"? Like, don't even make a build. Don't even touch minimum wings. Don't even make a minimum wingspan defender. Don't do it to yourself, because you're just basically making your archetype for no reason. Why minimize or keep the lockdown or any defending archetypes wingspan default or minimum? Like, the shooting, okay, it's a little bit better, but it's a lockdown defender, so it's not going to be crazy good. Your steals are kind of, it's still kind of good because it's an 86, probably max out at a 90, but you'd have to get the attributes first. Shot contest is a huge part of a lockdown defender. And so is block, but mainly shot contests. How are you going to be defending and trying to contest shots with a 77 shot contest and you're a defender? I mean, sure, you have Hall of Fame, defensive stopper, you got all these defensive badges, but bro, come on, bro. Stop it. And you got a max wingspan lockdown, which this is how you know lockdown defenders in 2K19 is overpowered. They're going to be overpowered because guess what? Here's the facts right now. Everyone's saying, oh, don't make this build, don't make that build. I'm not going to tell you what build to make. I'm just going to give you the facts. You got all these people telling you the worst archetype. Listen. Wingspan is going to matter. If you make a minimum wingspan, you can fuck up your player. You make a maximum wingspan, you can also fuck up your player. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a lockdown defender, you're going to be overpowered because guess what? Minimum wingspan is the new maximum wingspan. Everybody's going to be on minimum wingspan because everyone wants to shoot. Because listen, if you can't shoot, rebounding, box out, you're going to get rebounds. Listen, man, no one cares about rebounding that much. Shooting, ball control, passing, minimum wingspan is where it's at. Everybody that's wants to be able to score and shoot as a big, they're going to have minimum wingspan. So if you're a lockdown defender, obviously if you're a lockdown, you're predicated on defense. So why would you even think about minimizing or keeping your wingspan the same? Because of course, bigger wingspan means better defending. So now, if you're a lockdown defender, You have the advantage of having a max wingspan. You have the well, not even an advantage or a disadvantage, but you have the opportunity to keep all your attributes where it's supposed to be. So you have a 91 seal, 91 block, like my 6'7" lockdown I made 2 days ago. So all those stats are going to be fine. You have all the 7 Hall of Fame badges. Not only that, since 2K's been talking about defense is apparently to them better, and shots are apparently much more harder to hit this year to 2K and Mike Wong. And then you have to take into account, which is basically the whole point of this whole video, everybody's going to be having minimum wingspan. Which means what? Minimum wingspan lowers your contested shots. It lowers the amount of contested shots you can make. It lowers that rating. It lowers that attributes. Which means the lockdown defender already has an even bigger advantage. You're going to be contesting their shots when they have a minimum wingspan, and you have a maximum wingspan with all these Hall of Fame badges. Tell me which type of shots do they expect to go in if the shooting is harder than last year? Like, this build is going to be overpowered. It's going to be cheese. And then you got all these builds that can't even dribble properly because they'll have default or not even, or try to make a max wingspan build. And you've already seen I made a playmaking shot creator. Even that stats, that archetype's stats aren't that high in some categories as in last year. The moving shots went down a little bit. That build has all gold badges. So some of these builds have taken a huge hit. And the lockdown seems like it's just upgrading, even though you don't start out as a 98 steal. It'll probably get there eventually. So I'm just saying, man. Minimum wingspan lockdown. Of course, obviously, if I'm going to take... Listen, I'm going to tell you, don't make that build. But lockdowns this year, man. I want to see how the first weekend's going to be a 2K19 pop, man. It's going to be interesting. But anyways, man, leave a like for more. I'm out for now. Peace.